What up, though? Welcome to Sidetracked Talk Show via stupid ass Zoom call. What up, Blake?
What up, though?
It's great to have you on this. I wish, obviously we could be in person doing this, but,
I feel great.
great to have you on the show. So, I just wanted to kind of do like a deep dive, sort of like an interview. You're the guest on RossTV. Thanks for being here with us. Notslim1. So I wanted to do a deep dive of like kind of give everyone our history, and they've probably heard it before this, but like, why don't you tell the story of how we met?
Well, I was going through like a weird crisis in my life where I wasn't sure who I wanted to be. I was like having like conflict in my personal life, deciding, well, do I want to like more conform to a more practical, normal, as one might say, uh, role in society? Or do I just want to keep being crazy and embracing the Juggalo lifestyle? I was very conflicted. And so I went to the gathering of the Juggalos in 2014. And to make a very long story short, I had an epiphany there that, yes, I can just do whatever I want, not have to worry about anything, and still function just fine within the construct of society. And so that really motivated me back then in 2014 to want to make some videos. And so I started that. I started making some content, and I believe that the chronological order of the way things played out is that, isn't it? I went to the gathering, I came home, I started making videos, and then I was probably just YouTubing around one day who else makes videos.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found I found your channel, RossTV, and you had this show on there where it was called Juggalos Review Foods, and the very first episode in that series was you eating like some fake crab meat, from Kroger,
Yeah.
and I just thought that your review was like unwritten, unintentionally funny, because essentially you were just kind of just giving like a regular review without. Because I know you now. I know at first I thought you were like being funny.
Yeah.
But now I know you and you're not funny. Like it was just you. You know what I'm saying? Reviewing the crab meat. There was nothing like scripted, I guess.
Yeah.
And so after that, I reached out to you and I said, hey, did you gather? And you said yes. And then I'm like, isn't it funny that we could have been 20 feet apart from each other at the gathering of the Juggalos, like at the ICP seminar, and we don't even know it.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, you sound like a weirdo. What do you want? And I was like, well, I need friends in my life, and I think that you're cool making videos. Can we be friends? I got a camper. You want to gather with me next year? And I think that's like essentially a rough summation of it. And we gathered in 2015. I think that's probably around the first time that we met.
Yeah.
And now, man, like, yo, Ross, man, you're my fucking ride or die fucking homie, cuz, like, when it comes to gathering shit, man, you're the first person that I think about when it comes to gathering any Insane Clown Posse related event. And that makes me feel really good. What have we done that is notable? Every gathering since 2015.
Yeah.
We marched on the Juggalo March in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
We didn't travel together, but we gathered together in Oklahoma City, which is a gathering, I guess. We went to New York City for Ballas. We went to our dream fucking warehouse, Psychopathic Records, together.
Mm-hmm.
We've done so many influential things together through music. Insane Clown Posse is just amazing. I'm so lucky and grateful and thankful and humble and appreciative that our mutual desire to create content separately has brought us together. You know what I'm saying? And that's great.
Yeah.
It makes me feel really good to have you as a fucking homie. And like it bums me out about this year's gathering being canceled. You know, you've also fucking like come to Canada to surprise me in a box.
Drove
That's how
10
deep
hours.
our friendship has become.
Yeah. I didn't even, I guess I could have flown there, but not, yeah, I drove 10 hours there and back, and not even for any ICP event. That was just to see you, and
Chill on the couch all
that
weekend.
was a really, really special trip. I liked that trip a whole lot.
Talk some about it while I light my torch up, okay?
Okay. So they showed me all this great food. We went to Takas, which was like, you know, like sushi, kind of like a bunch of food like that. And it was really
When
good.
we went to Taka iPad sushi, you order it all from the iPad.
Yeah. And then I wanted to say the first thing he took me to, I was forgetting it, was like gyros and more. And they had those delicious gyros or gyros, whatever you want to call them. And all the food I was shown over the Canadian weekend was great. Everybody I hung out with was awesome. Everybody seemed to like, you got to appreciate someone that took 10 hours to drive up just to hang out in Canada. And I've been to Canada how many times? 3 times. I've went to see you in the surprise box. I went for Hallowicked, and then I went for the warehouse in December Ballas show.
What'd you do for the Carnival of Carnage, cuz?
Carnival of Carnage. So have I been there 4 times?
The box, the Hallowicked, the Carnival of Carnage.
And the Ballas warehouse tour.
Ball's Warehouse.
That's 4 times to Canada.
How many times have I been to your house? Yikes.
You were going to come this year, but that was for May, and we all know that the world was demolished in March.
So crazy. Shit is so brutal.
Yeah.
How it's so unfortunate that we can't party together. But despite the current closure of the American-Canadian land border, it still seems that currently Canadians can fly into America seemingly without issue. And I'd like to look into that. I know that beforehand, Ross, we weren't going to talk too much about it, but I think this one is kind of relevant to speak about because it affects us personally.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so Americans can't come into Canada, but Canadians can fly into America and conduct their business and then come home and quarantine for 14 days. So that's something to think about, maybe something to look into. I sure do miss doing things, and man, oh man, I would love to come and see you so bad, you know. Would you have me during these troubled times?
Yeah, we'd make it work. I mean, the sheer fact that anybody would visit somebody, even during like a pandemic where things are extra complicated, less safe, just to come visit me, just the sentiment alone that you would try means a lot. And I think we're really, really tight homies, like you just were explaining moments earlier. Every gathering thing that we've done, we've been right there at it. We were going to do the live Monster 5. You know, that's a thing that can't.
That's still something that could potentially happen, you know?
Good. Yeah. Everything's just shifted off of the projected track it was on. But I don't know. Maybe we'll get back on there.
As soon as I heard that we could fly, I went to look for flights on some random site. I don't know anything about it. And I was like, okay, well, let's leave in a month. Let's see. You know, a month seems like a fair amount of time. $530 to fly out of my city and into Detroit. And, you know, you can get to, there's a bridge that connects those cities, and it costs $10 plus gas to cross. So the flight is crazy, but, you know, it seems more justified when you're flying a much further distance, like a 10-hour drive.
Yeah.
I really want to look into it, man. I really want to do something this summer. I got to get the hell out of here.
You're getting stir crazy?
I mean, I'll say this, okay? What channel are you uploading this to? RossTV?
RossTV.
People that watch know me. People that don't watch, I heard you got this big influx of subscribers. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I haven't been working. That's what I'm saying. I haven't been working. And so I haven't really been doing much anyway. And so my job hasn't been affected because I don't have one.
Right.
And, you know, like the cliche goes, oh, I've already been quarantining. I could stay in forever. Yeah, I feel that way. I'm good at fucking sitting inside and doing nothing, or, you know, quarantining, bro. I'm sorry. I don't want to monopolize the show about it. But the concept of quarantining to me isn't just sitting in here. It's just fucking staying away from everybody. I can go sit outside.
Right.
I got entertainment in the house. I have internet. I've got a camper outside for a different environment. I've got this area here that I can sit outside. I'm perfectly content staying at home for long periods of time. So for me to come to visit you and then to come home and have to self-quarantine for 14 days, that doesn't seem that bad. Who fucking cares? Have some friends over and just have them sit fucking 6 feet away from me.
Right. Yeah. I feel what you're saying for sure.
Yeah, so it seems like it's worth it for me to want to come to see you. For me to come home and have to do that, the 14-day quarantine doesn't seem so bad. But then I look at it, I want to come and see you, you know, because we're such good friends. And, you know, with Mima, my girl, she is an essential worker here in this country. And so I would wonder what would happen with her, you know, if I have to come home, in quarantine for 2 weeks. How does that affect her? So anyway, it seems like it's worth it for me to go. It's hard to not talk about the thing, eh? Everything that I want to do with you or we do together. Oh, remember how great it was when we could do this? Now we can't.
Yeah.
Forgive me again I hope that I'm not doing what you don't want me to do.
Oh, no, not at all. Like, I just, for the viewers, Blake and I had to discuss that we weren't going to, you know, dwell too much on like negative pandemic stuff, but it just affects your life in every way. You know, you'd think like just going to see somebody, you know, something you thought nothing about, it would be no big deal. Drive up to Canada, just show your passport. I had my passport that for my wedding so that I could go to the Bahamas. From then, it's been like trip in a box, go to Carnival of Carnage, all these things. But it just affects your life in every capacity to where you can't help but talk about it. But just to get off of the topic for a moment, let's talk about the first gathering we went to. And I got
my books. Shit.
Yeah, you can get them. This is the Ohio 2014 gathering, which was the first not the first gathering where we met, but it was the first gathering that we were at. And then unbeknownst to us, we were both at the same gathering and probably within the same proximity of the ICP seminar.
2014?
2014, yep.
Oh, my screen is backwards. Can I change that?
Was mine like that too? Well, anyway.
Does mine read regular to you?
Yours looks normal to me. So
yours looks normal to me. Okay, then whatever.
So I don't know if I want to dive into the.
Oh, look, just real quick here. As I'm scrolling through a mountain of magazines and booklets, here in plastic, the very first ever gathering of the Juggalos. what do they call them? Timelines.
Oh, really?
Programs.
Yeah, program. Where'd you get that?
You know, I got it from a friend who was like, yo, I got these Juggalo things kicking around and I'm not a Juggalo anymore. Would you like them? And I said, yes, I would. Very much. Thank you. Kindly. And I got that program. I got a JCW Stranglemania book. You know, I got a bunch of printed off maps for Beeman in 17, Oklahoma. Okay, I got a Beeman book. 17. So I got a bunch of fucking sick books, actually, dude. Which ones do we need? 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19?
Yeah, you know what? Once we get to it, I want. This is the 2015 gathering, where. Sorry if it's backwards or I'm not
No,
sure.
I'm sure it's straight. Looks straight to me.
Either way you slice it, the 2015 gathering was the one where Blake and I first met each other, and it was good times.
I don't have a 15 one on me. It might be over here, but I'm just going to stay anchored down here.
No problem. I'll tell a funny story about how it's always like a kind of like a fiasco setting up the camper and stressful. Is that okay?
Yeah, of course, man.
Yeah, so the 2015 gathering, at this point, Blake had reached out to me. He had started commenting on my YouTube videos, and I did Juggalos review crab meat. And then from there, I was in the eye of like Juggalo-minded people like Blake. And then he liked my content. And then we became more than just like a random commenter. It was a serious like, hey, let's like go to the gathering and go in on a baller lot. So like that was my first time. Up until that point, I've been to three gatherings and camped in a tent, which is fine by me. But if you got a baller spot with AC and power, that's like a big hookup. And to escape the heat at any gathering is a huge thing. Plus a private toilet. But beyond that, not to be too sappy, but like a friendship that would be the most valuable thing.
Yo, dude.
So, but when I first met him in person, up until that point, I had only known his personality through his YouTube videos, and he's always was doing, why would you do that? And being like a personality, he's always usually in a good mood. So to see him super frustrated was like what I would soon learn to become as a normal thing. But
only setting up the camper, or
while you were setting up the camper, it was very stressful. And I had joked about something, and then you're like, well, you can pay full price for the camper spot. I don't know what you said exactly. But
say that again real quick.
We were in the midst of setting up and leveling the camper, and I had jokingly joked about, I don't know what it was. And then like you like were on your knees and like kind of flustered, and you're like, well, you can pay full price for the baller lot or something. I don't know.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm a piece of shit.
But then, once the camper is set, the hardest part of any festival is setting up like a tent normally. And that's not that hard, but setting a tent up can be frustrating sometimes. So setting up and leveling a camper is a little bit more involved than that. It's actually gotten easier throughout the years. Would you say you've gotten tools and things? Why don't you talk about
the new
that?
jack? Remember when the jack broke at Whoopstock?
Yeah.
Okay, let me recap a couple things with the camper then. May I?
Yeah.
Okay. In 2014, I went to Legend Valley and I got the fucking camper stuck in the mud because I'm stupid. And that sucked. And then in 2015 at Legend Valley, I literally got the camper stuck in the mud at the second spot. So I must have been super pissed in 2015 when we met because the camper was stuck in the mud. So when did you come into the party?
At that point, I was coming to the festival not the day before, but the Wednesday. No, it wasn't the Wednesday it started. No, it was the day before, where you could get in early if I was staying.
A day early.
A day early. So I came on Tuesday.
Was the camper stuck in the mud?
The camper, I think, yeah, I think I got there while it was stuck in the mud, and then a bunch of juggalos were helping getting it pushed.
That was a nightmare. That happened 2 years in a row. So yes, I was super fucking pissed about that.
Yeah.
And then, so that's 2014 and 2015 stuck in the mud. 2016. I don't know. I don't want to surpass the books if you don't want. I want to keep talking about 2015 and stuff too. 2016, the camper. I can't. I'm sure it was something. 2016, Gathering 17. Gathering 17. I remember it being a pretty good gathering. Remember how big the crowd was, and I was scared. And then you guys came with me into Wizard of the Hood, but we got lost. That's the year Rick and Jeff came.
Yeah, that was a super fun gathering for sure. That had the green jelly show you liked so well. And
oh, yeah, that was sick. So 2014, I parked on that thing. So 2015, the first time we gathered in 2015, did Dan come with me?
that was the first time I met Dan. Yeah, he was
That's
there.
when he cried when we left.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And that was when, so that was a good year then, right? 2015, wasn't it? I got the camper stuck in the mud, but what year was it that we rolled out and the Busey Beauties were there?
Wasn't that 2015?
Yeah, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
And then the Busey Beauties. So what happened? So we get stuck in the mud, whatever, outside. Finally get out of the mud. We go in. We just pulled into the slot. We're getting ready to set up. We're just in the fucking throes of setting up. All of a sudden, Mike Busey and the Busey Beauty bus comes in. And they're still broke as fuck back in the day. Like they were just coming in on a short bus with a wrap on it.
Oh, yeah.
And they stopped the bus, and Mike got out for some reason, and I was following Mike Busey hard on Snapchat and shit, and he was like, and I was like, hey, yo, there's Mike. So I was like, hey, Mike, blah, 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 right? Hound dogging. And he rolled up to me, and we started shooting the shit. He knew exactly who I was. It was super validating to my ego. and then he was like, hey, tell the girls to come off the bus. So, like, every Busey Beauty got off the bus and came over to the baller lot. That was the first year?
Yeah, it was the 2015 one.
That's when you're dancing. That's when Playboy interviewed me with Mike Busey. The Playboy Mike Busey interview. That was, and that's when you're dancing with the sparklers. That's 2015.
Yeah.
Wow. Sorry to drag the show on by reconfirming the same thing over and over. That's really interesting. Anyway, the camper, whatever. It's had its ups and it's had its downs. A lot more ups than downs. But also, let me summate with this one. Remember at Whoopstock, though, when I was cranking it and I pulled it in and I put the tongue down and I was cranking it like to max height and my crank broke.
Yeah.
I had to go to the main stage to find somebody with a jack. Shit was so fucked up. And it was really like super dangerous, cribbed up and everything. But it was still leaning down and it rained and the air conditioner was on. So all the water leaked in on the bed and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that was the year the camper just had that lean that just never quit, right? It just was leaning.
Yeah, that was Whoopstock, yeah. That was a really fun year, though. Even though everything went fucking haywire, I feel I did pretty good at remaining relatively calm. I do get mad leveling the camper. You're right.
Oh, I'm sure it's fucking frustrating.
It's easier now this year because I just go with the fucking electric jack. Have you camped in the camper with the electric jack this year, right?
We did it in
Shimmer Forest.
Shimmer Forest, yeah.
Electric jack. Hell yeah. Husky Super Brute.
The Shimmer Forest one, while we brought that up, that wasn't a bad gathering.
That was a crazy gathering. We were the experience at that gathering.
Yeah.
What do you think about the Bender Boys?
The Bender Boys have been cool by me. As far as I can tell, I like them.
I want to keep going through the other years, but if I can drive it for just a quick second instead of waiting to get there, how did you feel when Brooklyn Menace dragged you into the middle of those two people that were going to fight each other, and you were dressed up like Jesus?
I didn't feel I felt awkward and I was in the way, but I didn't feel like I was in any sort of like serious danger. I felt like Brooklyn, um, wouldn't lead me right into some situation where I'm going to get my ass kicked immediately. But I felt like I was very much intrusive. Like I was like this goofy character trying to be put into this very serious, heated argument, and I was mostly just happy to get the fuck out of there.
What are you gonna do? That's what your response was. Yeah, man. 2015, we fucking rolled. How long are you expecting to make this show?
How long have we been going for? I
I
don't
don't
even.
have a timer on me.
I'm not really sure. I just wanted to just go for however long.
Okay, fresh. So 2015 then. Um, I don't. Do you remember meeting face to face for the first time?
I was wearing that cat shirt with the cat head through the donut, and I saw you and
But I
rolled.
vlogged 2015 gathering, so us meeting face to face for the first time, that has to exist on film, right? Isn't that all that shit where it had like Andy's camera and my camera and everything was?
Was that 2015
I'm
or?
gonna open up a web page right now and find out because I need to know. Sorry.
I almost want to say that might have been the 2016 one, but I'm not really sure.
Well, as we move on, what I remember from the 2015 gathering is that I was extremely tired and I had to unfortunately miss that 6 a.m. headlining set. The guy that does the Humpty dance.
Oh yeah, I missed that shit too.
Is that in the 2015 one? What is it?
That one was in 2014 because I went with my brother that year, and we left after ICP played, and because he wanted to go home, and he stayed the whole festival, but we drove through the night. I was super fucking tired, falling asleep, and like the last hour before home, I was like, "You've got to take over and drive now." And like that was just the deal we'd made. He wanted to leave right after ICP, and that was late in the night. Now anymore with the gathering, after ICP plays on Saturday, there's no more shows scheduled.
Yeah, they just do like that one little after party with the Rude Boy or whatever.
Yeah, they'll do like an after party with the Rude Boys. Sometimes they'll be filming a music video to that. And you could be a part of that or something. But like most of the time,
Oh my goodness!
just go to bed.
If your viewers are watching that haven't seen this video before, I'm doing. Oh my gosh, I forgot all about this. I'm looking at footage right now of the opening of the 2015 gathering. Camper truck stuck in the mud down to the fucking center. It's rutted right in there. So bad. I'm so stupid. So funny. Oh, here's you 13 minutes in. There's got to be you before then. Anyway, sorry, Ross. I'm sorry I'm monopolizing your thing with my bullshit mumbling. Please excuse me.
Oh, you're good, man.
Oh, thanks, man. I was just trying to find if I could see the first time that we met on video. I think it exists, and it's in this 2015 video.
Just talking about like people that do video stuff in general. Topic for a second. It's not everybody's into it, but like it's cool when you videotape shit a lot because, like you just said, like you can potentially be capturing moments like the first time when we met. Otherwise, like if we didn't film all the time, there wouldn't be that footage. But you film way more than me, so I got to give you credit for that. Like you're on your shit every week, and I'm trying to get back up in the YouTube game. With this video and everything, but man, RossTV, no Tune Tuesdays, just to go on like a sidetrack topic for so long. But I've got some Tune Tuesday that I'm working on, and if you're a fan of that show and you're watching this video and you've came this far, that's some exciting possible news. I might be starting Tune Tuesday. Like we were talking about going back to the pandemic stuff, like it's just totally disruptive to everyone's lives. So like, but I honestly wasn't doing Tune Tuesday before the pandemic. I just was tired of animating a video every week. But um, just to toot my own horn for a second, I've got this one video inside a clown's butt, Tune Tuesdays, just like amassing so many views in the hundreds of thousands, to where it would be kind of dumb not to try to revisit Tune Tuesday. That being said, it's just for that one video. It's just for randomly some reason going viral. The consistent viewers of RossTV aren't like huge numbers, but they're consistent, loyal viewers. So I just really want to thank those people.
Oh yeah, that's dope. Very kind, humble of you.
Yeah, and like a lot of those viewers found me through your YouTube channel,
Yeah.
and DC Fager guy, I want to say shout out to other like YouTubers. He had a video once saying how he found your channel through my thing. I want to say that's accurate.
I think so, something like that.
So it's a community, and I'm trying to, I want to get back into it. For a while, I had to take a break from it because I felt like I had too much going on. But I don't know. We've had a few months to at least somewhat acclimate to the situation. I look forward to evolving past. I really want to, like, if the gathering of the Juggalos is scheduled for 2021 and it like goes off and like it's like, yep, tickets are a go, quarantine for fucking 2 months. I don't give a shit what the rules are. Like, well, if there's a gathering, I'm going to the fucking gathering in 2021.
Yeah. I hope they carry through with the bizarre theme.
I hope that the venue that they had in place still stands. Just it had to be put out to the next year, and I hope the venue's the same. If not, wherever they hold it, it'll be fine. But I was super looking forward to going to that place. I'd never been there. As far as I know, it was a special place. Are you trying to say something about Gathering 17 right now?
No. I'm just waiting for you to finish your beautiful thought about the gathering. Go ahead.
Um, it had been held there for, I want to say, 3 years, if I'm just like off the cuff trying to remember the history of the gathering. I want to say it was at Nelson Ledge's Quarry Park, maybe held there 3 years, and hadn't been back there in some time, maybe 15 years or so. And it was coming back 2020, but then everything is a bust with that. But I just hope that we get invited to go back to that venue. I'll be jumping off some fucking cliffs.
Yeah, I wish I could join you with that. It sucks.
If you have like issues with water, right? Getting
Yeah, ear problems. I can't go under the water. Earplugs, I don't trust them.
Yeah. I feel like I don't have any issues with that. So I think I want to try to do that, jumping out of the water off of the cliff. I'm not like a big stunt guy who does shit like that, but like I've never been in a place where there's just a big quarry where you could do that. You know what I mean? So I definitely into that. That place would be cool to get some drone footage.
Yo, yeah, for sure. Brooklyn Menace got the drone, eh?
Yeah.
So we'll get something. I'll tell him to come over and make a shot. I'll be like, listen, don't fuck around. The four of us. Well, Iceman probably won't be there, but
Yeah. So Iceman, let's talk about him for a second. We'll switch gears on like the topics that we're jumping around on. Iceman, to my knowledge, he's only attended. Did he? No, he went to 2 gatherings because he went to Shimmer Forest and he went to Ohio the year before.
yeah, that's right.
And that being said, I mean, you can't predict the future, but I guess his intentions are he's done with that,
Well, He has mixed feelings about it. He likes it, that's for sure. And also he has a kid, so he like also has like Canadian guilt. And he feels bad that his daughter, who's like in her fucking early 20s, he goes on vacation and then she's not with him. But she wouldn't do that trip, you know?
Right.
Type shit. It's all good. He went to two, which I'm surprised he went to Shimmer Forest, really. I don't think that he would go to another one unless it was close. Like maybe not Legend, maybe not Nelson Ledges this year, but if it would have been close, like I can't. It's weird because again, of the current times that we're in, he ended up buying a camper. So like if had not the gathering been canceled, would he had saved up to go to gather because it's closer than ever before. You know what I mean? And he knows that he would have a spot inside to sleep. So
Yeah. Now that you bring that up, I miss the gathering even more because I remembered I love the gathering. Anytime it's obviously the closest driving distance, and Ohio was the closest kind of the closest ever was Thornville because that was like 5, but this isn't that much further for me, being at like around 6 or something like that. So it's relative.
yeah, for me it was like 4 hours, but now it's like an hour closer. It's like 3 hours.
Yeah, and that's just super, super, super sick. You know, it's the
Yeah.
least amount of driving. Uh, Flat. You know, you
Pack
have
the truck. I could probably pack the full load in the truck and get there with one tank of gas.
and yeah, and flat, so you can appreciate the leveling aspect of that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I
Shimmer
love those
Forest,
flat baller lots. Shimmer Forest was just fucking back it in. I mean,
yeah,
we ended up pulling it in so that our entry door could face the Bender Boy camp because we had like 4 fucking baller lots in a row, and I just stuffed the 2 campers behind us on our lot. But it worked out great.
yeah. The baller lots were away from everything, but as
That part sucked.
that setup though was pretty sick. I thought, you know, the 4 baller lots, the big camp of people hooting and hollering the whole weekend, and then I don't want to paint anybody in a bad light, but I stand by what they did is fun because people like to bitch. I'm gonna get onto another like kind of a side thought about the gathering is like when the gathering is over, some people pick up after themselves. Some people I've seen hold their vehicles ditched behind. So some people leave their whole campsite set up behind, and it's whatever. That's why there's a cleaning crew or whatever comes through there. You know what I mean? The festival
Yeah.
is for you to like. All right, so there's all these rules in life with COVID, and you know whether or not you think they're overblown or if they are for safety. Regardless, like all these stipulations and rules and things you have to adhere to are annoying. So the gathering is like a land of freedom for a few days. You do whatever the fuck you want, basically. Go naked, um, smoke, whatever, and let it all hang out. And then if you even don't feel like cleaning up any shit, don't do it. Then somebody will get that later. Now
Yeah.
that's kind of like I don't say go out of your way to leave a bunch of shit behind, but you can
Hey,
do.
you know what else? There's balance in everything, my friend. And the people that don't make messes stay behind to clean up messes because they got that juggalo karma. You know what I mean? So, you know, it actually has nothing to do with juggalos. You can fucking
Yeah,
there's always somebody that will leave a mess. There's always somebody that will be like, "Oh, you son of a bitch," and then they pick up the mess. It's natural. It's just balance. It can't be any other way
yeah. Um,
unless you may be in Japan or something.
but yeah, the Shimmer Forest was just such that was such a big group of intermingling.
4 baller lots, bro. We
Yeah,
had 4 baller lots wide. We dominated the whole road, bro. It was so sick.
yeah. At that gathering, that guy almost died.
Shimmer Forest.
Yeah, remember the seizure?
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. His lips turned blue, as like his shirt. Do you think 2021 will be the year that I get a golf cart? Because how many years do you remember if I said I was going to have it for 2015?
I don't outright recall if it was for that early first one and on, but I know it's been throughout most of them. So.
I've been trying, bro. I've been trying. I think it was, just hold on. I think it was 2014 was get the camper. Then 2015 was get the truck. So I thought that I was on this way to fucking 2016 get the golf cart, maybe. So that maybe at least 2016, which was gathering 17.
Super fresh.
What a fucking crazy time, dude. You know, looking back, hindsight on everything that happened. This was the last one, right? This was the last Lotus.
I guess it was.
Because I went to the gathering in 2014. That was the last Riders, right? That second stage Riders show at midnight.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
The 2014 one, I unfortunately, I think I was asleep. That was the one I camped with my brother, and we'd gone to bed for the night, and I heard them playing, but I didn't get to check out the show.
Oh man, Riders! That was the last Riders show. Was at the gathering. Tech Nine, Wizard of the Hood.
At that 2014 one, I watched Lotus perform, and that was when the sound went out for a second, and they kept performing.
That was 2015.
It was 20. Are you sure? Because I don't know.
2014.
2014
was the year that they did the main stage, and the sky opened up with all the water for a few seconds.
Yeah.
And the sound went out and shit. And then in 2015, they did their last performance on the second stage. Remember how packed that was? That last Lotus performance on the second stage?
Yeah, I do.
That was crazy.
They had the wet T-shirt contest and the Fago launching and all that.
Yeah.
That was like packed down there.
I'm looking at the Wizard of the Book, and that was the year that they did that Dark Lotus show. We got it was Guar, Wizard of the Hood, and then the all night shit, and then Dark Lotus. Dark Lotus at 3:30 in the morning on the second stage.
Yeah,
that was fucking heavy. That was the last Lotus show. That was the last of everything. We got Wizard of the Hood. We got the last Lotus show. We got the last Twisted headliner at the gathering of the Juggalos. We got a Killjoy Club at fucking 3:30 in the morning.
That's always sick. A Killjoy Club show is always so great.
Yeah.
But yeah, all those shows, that's a fucking hell of a gathering. I will say on the Wizard of the Hood show, that was such a great performance. They really came correct with that. And that was after seeing Scotty D did an interview with Violent J at that time. And Violent J was talking at the time with Scotty D. He was saying, like, you know, they haven't really dove into it yet. And it seemed like, as we all know now, Twisted and them were not homies even at that time, even though they were trying to maintain that for the sake of the fans.
Man, 2017 was the shit, dude. They had all those mystery guests.
Oh, yeah, that was so dope, too.
And fucking, what's the guy?
They had the parachutes with the gifts.
Oh, yeah, throwing merch out and shit. Yeah. Also, they had, this was one of the few, they only had like 2, right, of the Killer Clown Academies? Yeah. Or maybe they had 3 and I did 2 of them?
Maybe. Was that where they took a picture and then the next year they put it into the...
Must be. I guess we'll find out when we get to this book. Because, yeah, I definitely wasn't, like, a part of it. Because here, so from... So crazy what we're talking about, man. Just fucking thinking about the timeline so fast. Because here's an ad that says the game is debuting at Gathering 17. So I wouldn't have met... And Gathering 17 was in 2016. I wouldn't have met Jump Steady about the game until January 2017 for Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
So all that shit was so crazy.
The Oklahoma City booklet is the only one I'm missing. I don't know where it is.
If I got one, I'll make sure I get it to you.
Yeah.
Slick Rick. Remember, this is the year that Jim Brewer fucking canceled?
Oh, yeah, that was some bullshit.
Yeah, this was a pretty good year, man. Bone Thugs open for ICP at Gathering 17. Yo, good Gathering 17. They did Wizard of the Hood. Everybody was so fucking hyped and psyched. And then we'll just not spend a lot of time on this memory, but remember when everybody consented to getting crazy and Rick got too crazy and he never left the camper for the whole Twisted show?
Oh, yeah.
Poor fella. That must have been this Gathering 17 because it would have been the last Twisted show. And then Oklahoma City, Ross. Wait, did you throw up at Gathering 17?
Probably.
Was that the year that you laid? No, 2016. I didn't have the fucking lights in the camper, and the fireball was in the grass. So, yeah, it must have been 2017. I don't remember. Ross, you got me all fucking crazy with all these awesome memories flooding through my mind, man. Thanks for inviting me to do this.
Yeah, man, no problem.
I remember when Wizard of the Hood came on, it was like so packed and there were so many people down there. And I'm not like afraid or anything, but like, you know, a lot of crazy things happened in America with like, you know, there were all those like shootings and everything like in Vegas and stuff and all kinds of crazy shit. And so for me to be down at the main stage for Wizard of the Hood on the outskirts before the show started, and it was going crazy with all the fireworks going off at ground level and shit. It was just like, wow. There were so many people there, and I was just looking around, thinking to myself, oh, man, I'm in America right now, and what really prevents one person right now from going fucking crazy? You know what I mean? Is a good way to fucking take out a lot of us right here, right now. And then I found you and Rick, and we went from the back of the crowd and tried to work my way up to the front middle, but I turned around and you guys were long gone. I felt like such a dumb bitch. And for all the good songs like Friend, the ones where you're smoking with your friends and shit, I was like basically like alone because I wasn't with you guys.
Oh, man.
I felt bad about that.
Yeah, I was back there like screaming, singing all the words. I don't know the whole songs front to back, but I know that Rick and I were carrying on, singing real loud, and it was great.
I'm sorry that I fucked off.
That's all right. I mean, sometimes I get separated at gatherings, and there's just no chance that I'll find the people. But then I do run into them eventually.
That's the shit. All right. So what? So you didn't get drunk and throw up at the gathering in 2016?
All right.
I feel like you did because then it happened again.
It's
in Oklahoma City.
It's happened consistently for the past few years.
Do you remember it happening at the Gathering 17? The year before? I remember Oklahoma one very well. The Oklahoma one goes down exactly like this. I got that big ass fan, that big like fucking box that moves air, and it's good, right? But it was hot as fuck in Oklahoma City. I pull up to the parking lot party. I'm parked. I'm waiting for Splossy Boy here to roll up, and it's hot as balls all day. And I go to the Burrito Man, and he's got his truck running with his generator. And I don't, at this time yet, have a generator in my life, I'm like, I'll just do one day in the heat. I'll deal with it. We'll get in. We'll relax. When we get in, it'll be fine. It was so fucking hot, dude. And so I go to Burrito Man. I'm like, yo, if I buy a burrito, can I bring my fan over here and plug it in and sit in front of it, please? And he's like, yes. So I did that. And then you showed up. And I was like, well, we can go sit in front of this fan because that's what I'm doing right now because I've been here all day. I'm hot as fuck. And you were like, yeah, no problem, Fran. And so we went over there and did that. You bought a burrito and you ate it. And then something happened and we ended up transitioning over to a party close to my camper with my homie Nick. And we were just like smoking dabs, just chilling. And it was cool because he had this little nectar collector and it had a Hatchet Man engraved on it. And they're like, yo, you want to buy this? And like, usually my instinct is like, don't push shit on me. Like, don't do that. And then I regret it because I wish I would have got one.
Yeah.
So anyway, but so we rolled up there together. Do you remember that?
I do.
So we rolled up. We were hanging out with Nick. We were smoking dabs. You don't smoke like a whole lot, but we gave you a huge, huge dab. And then you like took a couple steps back, which is whatever. And then you took a couple more steps back and you leaned against the vehicle that isn't ours. And the string from the tent like caught and went back also. And I looked at you. This is 2017. So we're really, really good friends now. We've been through a bunch together. 2017 Oklahoma City gathering. We're getting ready to march together. I love you. And so I turned to you and I'm like, hey man, you're fucking embarrassing me in front of my friends. What are you doing? And you're like, oh, I'm sorry, man. And then your face turned like super white and you didn't feel good at all.
Yeah.
And then I drew real concern. I was like, well, I guess we got to go. I'm like, let's go. And you like were acting like you couldn't even walk. So I'm like, do you want to put your arm around my shoulder? I'll walk you to the fucking camper. You're like, yes, please. So I fucking dragged you to the camper. You took off your shirt and you laid down on the bed and you weren't feeling so hot. You probably drank something maybe. And then you were like not looking good. And it was me and Sarah inside the camper and Andy and his homies were playing outside, some Ecocide outside. And I'm like, Ross, look, I'm not your parents. I can't tell you what to do, but I see that you're really hot. You're laying with your back on a blanket right now. Like you should at least sit up and like try to let some cool air get on you somehow. Like let your body radiate instead of insulating yourself. And you're like, no, I'm fine. And I'm like, all right, dude, please don't fucking throw up in the camper because I've been in your position before and the denial before vomiting is real. It's so real. I see it happening right now to you. And so you ended up you didn't take my advice. You didn't sit up. You ended up bolting up, walking out of the fucking thing. I'm like, you're going to throw up, idiot. Throw up in the fucking toilet, which is literally get out of the bed, take one step forward, turn left and turn left. You know, you can turn left once and just lean over. What does Ross do? He gets out of the bed. He fucking vomit sprays all my closet, which is like opposite parallel to the fucking entrance of the bathroom door. Then coats every single surface except getting any vomit whatsoever inside the actual toilet. He's got vomit. Lift up your shirt. He's got vomit just embedded in his chest hair. And what is the vomit? It's all fucking like he just ate 40 minutes ago. And it's all this undigested corn and burrito fucking and bile and shit. It's fucking disgusting, man. And I'm like, guess what, idiot? I'm not fucking cleaning that up. Fuck you. And he's sitting there in his tighty whities, just covered in his own puke, sitting with his back slimed up against my fucking closet with an explosion of fucking stomach barf. And so I give him a rag, and this is literally what he did. He sat cross-legged on the floor, away from the entrance of the bathroom, and gives him one of these. It did nothing. Did nothing at all. I'm like, you know what? I don't even know what I did with you. I don't know what I did with you, but it was basically get the fuck out of the way. And then I cleaned the whole bathroom for you, friend.
Thanks, man. To this day, thank you.
No
Goddamn.
problem. That was a great one. That was the best one yet. And then, so that was Oklahoma City. And then we went to Thornville to Whoopstock. And Whoopstock was the one where Whoopstock was.
I had a picture.
Oh, Whoopstock was the fireball.
Yeah.
And then Shimmer Forest was you ate all those bad burgers.
Yeah.
So every year during the parking lot party, Ross gets so fucked up on food or drugs or alcohol that he like explosion vomits everywhere and then passes out. Oh, and also I just want to say this. At Whoopstock, when you reach freshness level, when you reached freshness level 17, you went and sat outside in the seat. You vomited down your leg into like essentially your best pair of shoes for the gathering. And they were just like shoes full of vomit. And all you did was sit there. We were going to leave you outside flat on your face in the gnats and the ticks and everything. And then we were like, no. We put him in a blanket. We lifted him up like a dead body. And we lobbed him into a bed. We love you, Ross.
I love you guys too.
I got to get a drink. Keep going. I can hear you.
I'm trying to think of, like, of all those occasions, which one was the worst. It's probably the fireball drinking time.
Oh, as far as feelings go?
Yeah, because I took much of the next day to recuperate from the hangover, which I threw up more. By the camper, I drank water and threw that up. We went up to the CPN cookout, and I think I might have thrown up out there. And then we went to go buy groceries. And then
when you went into the bush?
Yeah. And then we bought groceries, came back, and by the time we came back, I think I started to kind of come back around. The Oklahoma City one, I remember I left my air-conditioned hotel room. It was kind of hot in Russellville, Arkansas, but it was in the morning. And then I drove 4 hours the rest of the way. It was like a 16-hour drive to the fucking bullshit Oklahoma place. And I broke it up in like chunks, a 12-hour drive to Arkansas, and then the rest of the way to Oklahoma City. And when I got out, I drove the whole 4-hour drive in an air-conditioned vehicle. And then I was excited to be at the gathering grounds. So when I got out, I was excited, but I did notice immediately it was fucking hot, and just from there, just remained super fucking hot.
Oh yeah, dude, it was so hot the whole week. Like I genuinely felt my brain like cooking inside of my skull. It was awful.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Cage was there at the Oklahoma gathering. They did the Wraith set at a thing. Mad Child was scheduled to perform, but he did not. Waka Flocka did a 6 set. Vanilla Ice fucking performed at the gathering of the Juggalos. That was the shit. I saw Vanilla Ice like 3 times that year, man. I saw him at the gathering at Hallowicked, and then again over here in Windsor when he did some like throwback thing.
I've never seen Vanilla Ice 3 times in the same year, but I've seen him at least 3 times. I saw him at, I think, the first gathering in 2012, and then I saw him if he played at the, what you say he played at the Oklahoma one, right? Yeah, I got on stage for that. I saw him when he came to Roanoke.
Oh yeah, I did get on stage for the fucking Vanilla Ice fucking party.
Yeah.
That's the shit, dude. I love that shit, dude. I hope that the social reform lets us party. Okay. Green Jelly, they did that fucking Red Moon stage, the second stage. It was better when it was in the third stage the previous year at the Gathering 17. It was much more smaller and intimate. Spread out there, it was too much. But it was nice, though, I remember, because it started, like, raining just, like, barely, like a little bit, a couple of drops. It was cool. It was like 2:30 in the morning, 3 o'clock. Shaggy did that solo set out there on that second stage.
Yeah, that was super fresh. So
Oh my God! Remember when Lil Debbie? Did you come with me to see Lil Debbie?
yeah, and then they lobbed something at her, and then she was fucking pissed and did our last song, got the fuck out of there.
Remember she complimented my hair and addressed me to perform the song that I was shouting out from the fucking rails. Y'all want to hear 2 cups? I was like, 2 cups! Dude, I love that shit. Froggy Fresh performed at the Gathering of the Juggalos.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm lucky that I got to see Froggy Fresh at least twice. Once at the Gathering and once in Michigan. And then he was scheduled to do a show at DCG2, but it got shut down before he could.
How was the Michigan show?
Michigan show is small but dope. Dope as fuck. I got that in a vlog. You can check it out. Exotic Ladies of Wrestling. I think we went to that. I know I got some footage of it. Oh, remember when we were supposed to go see Dandy Punk and we never made it? The light show magician.
Oh, yeah, you said it was going to be gay, and then we didn't go.
Yeah. Juggalo Yacht Club party, Mike Busey's Big Thangs and Juicy Poopers party at the Oklahoma City Gathering.
Oh, man, that sucked, though. Like, that was like the music was always turned down because the sound ordinance crap, and then, like, they had pasties on their titties.
Yeah, and they did the wet T-shirt contest, and nobody could fucking pull their titties out. Yeah. And then they had that. Were you with me when we watched that fucking those cops chase down that guy on the beach?
Yeah, and he's like, "Help me, fam."
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that's the shit, man. That's so funny. Oklahoma City. This is the year that. Now it's July 2017 here in Oklahoma City, and now I've already done Dark Carnival Games Convention at Gibraltar Trade Center in Michigan.
You won.
Came in second
place. Yeah, second place. You played Into the Echo Side pretty hardcore there for a while.
Yeah, I did. I did the tournament there at DCG, and then I did the tournament here in Oklahoma City, but I got knocked out early.
So let me ask you this question. Andy Sherman has been doing the, what is it? What is his event that he does?
For Juggalos by Juggalos?
Right. And he also has types of things he organizes where people play Into the Echo Side games and whatnot, and maybe that goes on at his event. I don't live close enough to Detroit to where, I visited you a number of times. Never have I attended one of his events. Does he have anything like that planned during this pandemic? You know, there's no official Juggalo things going on, but they've
been doing some giveaways on the For Juggalos by Juggalos Facebook page.
Okay.
And I haven't heard of any specific official events put on by those guys, but you can always get more information about it on that Facebook page. Hashtag For Juggalos by Juggalos, number 4. And it's good to go. I entered a contest on that page just the other day, and I won. It was awesome.
Cool, man.
Hey, so I just wanted to show you this.
Oh, yeah, the picture that they took of the previous year.
Is that good?
Yeah. That's Blake in his clown suit. He's got.
Is that a good shot?
Yeah, raise it up a little bit. That's pretty good. Hopefully you can tell he's in mid-launch there. They used his photo as the photo for the describing the Fago launch event contest.
I'm the thumbnail, baby.
Yeah, the thumbnail. So that's a big honor and really cool.
Yeah, man. I got to be in the book. Oh, whoops, I closed it there like that was it. Yeah, that's the shit, man. To be in a clown suit, launching a Fago from last year's Fago launch, to have that as the thumbnail for this year's Fago launch, super fucking fresh. Remember when my Fago did a motherfucking backflip and then I fucking launched that shit out into the fucking crowd like a boss? Yo, Fago launching kicks ass. Swimming, rowboating. Oh yeah, they had all that fucking shit.
Did they have
Oh,
the
I think I've still never been on a carnival ride.
never in the gatherings that you've gone to?
I think maybe on the Ferris wheel one time, but I don't think so.
The Ferris wheel fucked them on the Shimmer Forest gathering. They bailed on the deposit money.
Yeah.
And I've been to gatherings where there was no, I don't think there was any at Oklahoma.
So I just got distracted by looking at auction items.
The Shimmer Forest was the first time I attended an auction event, and it's actually pretty cool.
Damn, the Great Malenko 20th Anniversary Edition, completely remastered with unreleased tracks, outtakes, and rarities. Also includes a DVD of the shockumentary, September 2017. Yo, that's the shit, man. Should get myself one of those. Yeah, everybody got their face on the cover and shit. There's a big collage. I was on my own, cuz. And then what happened? Whoop stock happened. Pretty special time.
Yeah, I won the costume contest.
Oh, did you? Why don't you tell me about it?
Well, the shitty Oklahoma one, which we established some things were cool about the Oklahoma one, like they had the raid, they had a lot of cool shows. But overall, it's kind of shitty. I did the costume contest there, tried to be the Hatchet Man, but somebody else, some other guy had the exact same idea to wear a red morph suit, is the exact costume. And there are some differences in the hairpiece and how that was accomplished, but basically the same thing. So neither person placed. One of the people got a shout out by the judges, actually. They announced first place, second place, third place winners, and they said special shout out to the dope ass Hatchet Man, not men. So they must have, I assumed they just meant the other guy. So
was it you that had the stupid hair, or was it the other guy that had the stupid hair?
I mean, my hair wasn't that great. It was like a Coolio wig, which is kind of a wiry haired wig. I spray painted it red, but he had like this plasticky sort of a top. And either way, it was a fucking loss. And then what was cool about winning the next year was as soon as I lost, I was like, you know what? I'm going to come back next year as Mr. Happy character and win. And then I bought a bicycle, going through the shirts that I was going to wear was, I went around the mall one day looking at all these yellow shirts and ended up just online getting a simple smiley face thing. I bought fresh fruit to go in the basket that week when we bought groceries. It was all pretty meticulously planned. And I had a good feeling when photographers were taking my picture beforehand. I kind of performed and interacted with the judges because what I learned from doing the contest year before, and I guess this goes for anything that's like there's a panel of judges judging you. You want them on your side. You don't want to do any kind of humor where you're like, fuck the judges or this or that. So I had won the judges over, and lo and behold, they called first place because you go through third place, second place, and at that point you don't hear your name called. You just assume, I guess I lost because you're not quite thinking like, oh, I got first fucking place, and then they call it, and then hearing your guys' reaction on going back to, filming stuff all the time is great because you captured that moment when it was y'all's genuine reaction of like, yes.
I got so excited I accidentally hit the stop record button by mistake.
Yeah. And then you're on stage chilling, being the winner with the plaque. And then I still got the envelope for, probably backwards if you might see it the right way. I don't know if the viewers see it.
It looks good.
But it says first place. That's what they had the certificate for $100 for in. And I wish they could have kept the certificate, but they had to redeem it and keep it at the merch thing, which was part of their exchange deal. So I got 150 $100 flip the red jersey, which was super cool. And so that took 100 off that, and I only paid $50 for a jersey, and that's a pretty sweet deal, I think. And then they were telling me the second place winner was shit talking me when she was coming up to claim her prize. You know,
Yeah.
anybody's going to be salty because they didn't make first, because everybody in those first, seconds, thirds, I guess not everybody's in it to win it. I can't say that because some people are just doing it for fun. Some people probably were like got a half-baked costume and they're like, I'm just trying to have fun with this. But there's some contestants who are like, I'm trying to win this bitch, which was me,
Right.
one of them. And then the girl who got second place was trying to be a first place contender as well, and she got bumped to second from me, and that's cool. And she had her own. If she watches these,
Hey, the wings were fresh. The wings were pretty fucking fresh.
yeah, it was a cool costume, and in a way, I feel guilty from taking that spot. But she got fucking second place. I fucking lost, and then got first place. So I don't know. I think if you place it all, that's pretty cool. But to be first, I mean,
That's the shit, man.
Yeah.
Congratulations again, dude. I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. You didn't take the fucking face paint off for the rest of the gathering. Your face was gray as fuck. You're looking like a lurch or some shit at the end of the gathering, man.
I wore that for the rest of the festival that year as like a badge of honor. That was what I won, the paint I won in. And you're right, because it looks kind of like
The costume contest was on Saturday at 5 p.m.
Yeah,
You probably wouldn't have washed your. Oh, sorry. I don't know if I said that right or not.
maybe.
The costume contest was on Friday at 5 p.m. So you've been painted up now since at least 4:30. And you didn't wash it off at least until Sunday the next morning when it was time to leave the gathering. So that's a solid fucking day and a half with old makeup on. Your shit was gray, man. It's so funny.
Yeah, it made for a cool photo for the Studio 17 channel where it was you, me, Iceman, Brooklyn Menace, I think. And I had that smeared face paint. And yeah, and that was also the year that Jay wrestled, I think, in a way that was really entertaining and cool to watch.
What does that mean?
What I mean by that is
I heard a ding.
Oh, that is just some bullshit notification.
Oh.
At Shimmer Forest, Jay did the retirement match with the Rude Boy that we watched, which from a far away perspective, watching from the vantage point of the truck, didn't really make for much of a show. They did some cool tricks up close. I saw later online where they hit him with like vodka and fire and like did some little tricks. But when it was in Ohio that year, he did like a moonsault and broke some of his toes. But like in doing that, he at least was pulling off these like big stunts. It made for a cool show to watch from far away. The retirement match, obviously, for the Rude Boy, didn't make for a show that was watchable further back. And that show is what it is. What are your thoughts? I'd like to know what your thoughts on it. You're the guest. I'm asking you.
Which wrestling?
The Shimmer Forest Rude Boy match.
Shimmer Forest wrestling thing? The thing?
Yeah.
The thing was bullshit, man.
Yeah.
There was nothing good about that.
Yeah, I think
even if you're trying to hype up a silver lining right now, there's none. That was bullshit. The schedule was all off all night. I was tired as fuck. I wanted to go fucking do one thing, and then I wanted to go hang with some homies at another thing. I got the schedule right here.
Yeah, I just was making sure we're on the same page because that definitely was a half-baked performance.
Oh, shit. Supermania on fucking Friday night. Supermania on Friday night. It fucking sucked. It was supposed to start at 1:30 in the morning. What, it didn't start until like 3 in the morning or some shit?
Something like that. And then it like...
I wanted to see I saw Have Nots and Mad Child. And then I left after Mad Child to go up to watch the end of Supermania because it should have already been halfway over By the time Mad Child was done, we went up there. It hadn't started yet. We were like, oh, cool. We could see the whole thing. Fuck yeah, we got to see the whole thing. After we waited another fucking hour, basically, I think, for the shit to start. And then it was all super weak as fuck. And then they did that Motown Rage fucking centerpiece intermission. Dude, that was not good. Supermania sucked this year.
Yeah, cause yeah, we missed other events that would have been 1,000 times more worth our time to have watched that night. Like you just said, you missed maybe Mad Child or something.
I left Mad Child to come up to see wrestling, but I could have dipped to go hang out with some homies to see some shit that I didn't care about, but still see the homies.
Yeah.
And I skipped all that to go fucking see Violent J get lit on fire for 2 seconds.
Yeah,
Cool.
and then they had the big confetti blast gun thing that like would have merited towards a performance that was just so epic or something, but it was like this like rinky-dink, poorly executed.
I did not like it.
Yeah, but you know I had fun hanging out with the homies and you and the Bender boys. We all
Bender
sucked.
Boys made the fucking gathering. Shimmer Force kicked fucking mucho asso, man.
Yeah.
I fucking love that shit. Whoopstock still, that was a really good one. So now 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 2020. Oh no, we don't get a 2021. We don't get a 2020 gathering. So I've been to 6 gatherings, and Whoopstock and Shimmer Forest are a close tie for the 2 best, because Shimmer Forest dominated because it was with the Bender Boys, and like that was just a fucking crazy experience that I could talk for hours about.
Yeah.
But Whoopstock was super cool because the weather was perfect.
Oh yeah.
People were so good and friendly, and everybody came around, and we were like well-rounded in our fucking gathering. We were used to gathering with each other. We knew the like rules, you know what I mean? Like, you know, we were comfortable, and everybody, we had so much trust on our site and everything. It was really great, man.
Yeah.
I loved it. Both of those. Oklahoma, worst gathering.
Definitely, but you would say that you don't regret going, right?
In hindsight, I suppose that I don't regret going, but in the moments that it was happening, I was really fucking regretting it.
Really? Like seriously? Like it did suck, but like, were you?
I mean, I undershot my fuel budget by over $1,000.
Yikes!
I had to double my fuel budget essentially. And then I got there and everything was really hot. The shit with the cops. You know what was cool? Talk about cool stuff. I finally got to fucking talk to Jersey Jess.
Mm-hmm.
You were there, I think, with me for that. And I was just talking to that little girl from fucking little short midget girl.
Yeah.
Jersey Jess from Mike Busey, and she had a crush on her for so long, dude. And yeah, man, I mean, the layout was too spaced out.
So
but I still had a really good, like, it was a good time, but it was the worst of all the gatherings.
Yeah.
Saying that I regret it is the wrong terminology. Like, dude, remember the only stuff that really even seemed remotely interesting to us was on the second stage, the Red Moon Howl stage. And we had to walk all the way over to that fucking stage in the sun all the fucking way every time, there and back a couple times a day for those events. Remember when we went there for the Fago launch in the middle of the day and KG that was there and he was the host and like nobody was in front of the stage. Everybody was cowering under the shade of that tree.
Yeah, because it was brutally baking everybody.
Yes. Yeah, man, the shit is fucking super brute. I fucking hate it. I hated it. The heat is what made it the worst. The experiences were all right.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It wasn't the best one.
Definitely not. Definitely the worst one. So with the gathering being canceled this year, we got into 2020 in the conversation. Like, are they going to do not even ICP necessarily? Is there any sort of online moves to have some sort of Juggalo gathering on the internet, or do you have any other plans besides Blake Stock, your self-thrown party?
I'm gonna throw a little party here called Blake Stock, yeah, in the middle of July. Unfortunately, the land borders closed, and even though Canadians can fly to America, Americans can't fly to Canada. And so we're just gonna do a little thing around here, chill, and that's gonna be July, I guess. We're gonna take it fucking easy this year, and then in August, is that what you're asking? The plans for the summer?
Yeah, like what are you going to do to observe like the time for like the gathering with there being no gathering? Anything? Or are you just going to be sad and just say fuck it and do kind of what you would do on any old day? Or do you have plans to kind of like celebrate Juggalodom?
For the actual dates of the gathering, I currently don't have any particular plans, but I think like the week after or something, or the week after that in August is Windsor weekend. You know about it. I talk about it. For
Yeah.
your viewers, it's just like it's a car racing event, but I don't race cars. I just go camp, and that'll be cool. I like to pull the hitch on and pull the camper up somewhere, camp out for the weekend, figure it out, just chill. Barely even go watch the cars. Literally just go pay to camp and fucking chill by myself with Mima and whoever comes up there and sees us while we're there. And so far, with the thing, they're still saying on their front page that they intend to execute the agenda. So as far as it stands, I plan to go to do Grand Bend in August. And then in September, nothing. October's usually reserved for Hallowicked, and I think there's no tours, so no Hallowicked potentially. If there was, excuse me, if there was a Hallowicked, I would do whatever it takes to get there. I'd probably like fly to Rob's house and then get driven in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if I could just like figure out some like, can I walk home? Like, can I literally please just walk home? Like, I'll do that. I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
But with the landlocked border, I think that there's nothing. But I will figure that out if Hallowicked happens. But yeah, and then just rambling on about the same topic, I had tickets for Wicked Clowns from Outer Space 2 for April this year. I was supposed to come and see you and do a couple shows. April got postponed to September. Now that's canceled. So my Wicked Clown, I got to figure out if I can get a refund on those tickets.
Yeah.
And then Wicked Clown, and then no Hallowicked, which means probably no Ballas. Just a year off.
Yeah, just take a year off and fucking regroup, and then hopefully next year just fucking jump right back into it all.
It would be nice.
Yeah, but it's a lot of unknowns. Who knows? I can only be hopeful for the future. So thanks for being on the show and shit.
Hell yeah. How long did we go?
I'm not exactly sure, but I feel like we've reached some sort of logical stopping point, probably.
I think we've been going for maybe about an hour. I think we started
Okay.
about an hour ago.
So,
hey, well, let me just summate by saying this, man. Ross, I love you so much, man, and I'm really glad that I fucking reached out to you to start our friendship. You know, the gathering of the Juggalos, it changed my fucking life in 2014. And I wouldn't want to be anything different than what I am now. And I owe a lot of that now over the last like 6 or 7 years, you know what I mean? Since 2014, man, 2015, I owe that to you, man, you know, a lot of it, you know?
yeah, man.
So thank you. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for fucking being a dope ass Juggalo. Thank you for all the free Juggalo content that you create for everybody. And you know, thank you for anything that you're going to produce in the future, whether it be a tighter, stronger friendship or another fucking 1 million views cartoon, whatever.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. I've had a lot of fun here chatting with you and putting this show out. And I'd like to have you come back on Ross TV sometime, or I'll come on Studio 17 and put in some work. I know that I'm on that channel.
Yeah, you should come put in some fucking work.
Yeah, so thanks again for being the guest and taking the time out.
No problem, buddy.
Notslim1, and I don't know if this is the correct way in your.
That's the.
Anyway, whoop whoop. Thanks for
Whoop,
watching.
whoop.